Hello, I'm Angelique, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today on the mat for gentle yoga. Welcome to my space here. For this practice, you will need some blocks. I have four here. I don't know if I'm gonna need four, but I like to have. It's better to have too many than not enough, and a strap. A lot of times, we as Westerners love to just gun it. We feel like if we're not all the time that we're not accomplishing anything, and that's so not true. Sometimes you need to just take it easy. You need to keep moving. You need to always get up every day and move. That's just good for you. But you don't have to go all out and be on 10 every day. It's actually medically proven that it's good for you to slow down. It's good for your heart rate. It's good for your blood pressure. It's good to, for that bad, how you have that good and bad um, cholesterol. Well, you have good and bad stress. Slowing down helps helps assuage that bad stress. So that's what we're going for now. We want to to heal ourselves inside out. And that's what this gentle practice will help do. That's what it will help accomplish. So I hope you enjoy it. If at any time you want to go a little further in a pose because it may be too gentle for you, that's totally your prerogative. But I am going to introduce only gentle variations of these poses. For right now, though, let's start in easy seated position with our palms face down on our knees, our shoulders up, back, and down. Close your eyes and just enjoy the stillness and your own breath, your natural breath. Look at this time on the mat as a restart of a new. I guess that means the same thing. You're starting over. Every time you come to the mat, think of yourself as pushing a reset button, letting everything that came before the time that you came to your mat go. Let it go and just take this time to start over, to rejuvenate, to renew your spirit, and just be. Not concerning yourself with anything that happened before you got here, and definitely not worrying about anything that you have to do after you leave. You are taking care of yourself right now, and that's what yoga is all about. It's about well-being. Let's start to deepen our breath in our bellies. Inhale deeply, expanding that belly. Hold it at the top, and then let it go. Push it all the way out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Continue that on your own breath. If you're inhaling on the count of three, try to exhale on the count of three as well. Nice, even breaths. On your next inhale, hold it at the top, close your mouth, and then breathe out through your nose. This is our Ujjayi breath. This is what we want to maintain throughout our practice. It should be reminiscent of the ocean. And I know the ocean calms me. I never sleep better than when I'm at the ocean. So maybe this will help keep you calm throughout the practice and help you enjoy each pose. And if you're going to think about anything, think about being in the ocean. You're going to hear me say breathe a lot. Because your breath is the lifeline of your practice, and I want to make sure that you enjoy your practice as much as possible, and your ujjayi is the key to that. Bring your hands to heart center. Take this time to set an intention for your practice. Or dedicate it to someone you love, a group of people that you love, or to yourself. Open your eyes. Raise your hands above your head. Bring the palms of your hands together and bring your hands back to heart center. Raise your hands again. Take that left hand to your right knee and then take your right hand back behind your tailbone. Inhale, extend that torso. Exhale, twist over to your right. Inhale, bring your hands back to center above your head. And let's do that on the other side. Continue that on your own breath. Inhale, exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, exhale, twist to your left. One more time on each side. And then bring your hands to heart center. Place the palms of your hand back on your knees. And on an inhale, push your chest through your biceps, curving that back, drawing your head back, getting a nice stretch. And then exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, curving that back. Inhale, exhale. Seated cat-cows. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time through. Inhale and exhale. And come back to your neutral seated position. Let's go to our backs. If you were sitting on anything, move that out of the way. Bend your knees, placing your feet on the mat. Bring your knees into your chest for Apanasana. Raise your legs straight up where your feet are pointed toward the ceiling. Bring your hands to the outside, and we're going to do just a little bit of gentle core. It's always good to work the core, even when you're going gentle. Your core is your stabilizer. It's the epicenter of everything. It keeps everything together. So we still want to do just a little bit of core. So, and you take it as you can take it at any level or rate that you want to take it at. But what we're going to do is that we're going to raise our shoulders off the mat. Hold it there for a second and then lower down. Raise your shoulders off the mat. Inhale, lower down. And really draw that navel into the spine. Draw this whole area in as if you are wearing a corset. You want to feel as if you have all of that just tucked in, and you really digging deep in there to that transverse abdominis. Inhale, exhale, raise up. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale. 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 Exhale. Inhale 5 more. Inhale. 4. 3. 2. 1. Hold it up at the top and then lower down. Open your legs. Take the palms of your hands together and place them between your legs, and we're going to raise up in V crunches. Easy V crunches, though. We're not gunning it here. We keep your core really drawn in. Inhale, exhale, raise up. Lower down on the inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Keep that core engaged and breathe. If you need to bring your legs back together, that's fine. Take whatever variation feels good for you. Five more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. And then lower your shoulders back to the mat. Bring your legs back together if they're not already there. Bend your knees and bring your knees into your chest. Straighten that left leg and lower it to the mat. Take your left hand to the outside of that right knee. Take your right arm out to your side where your arm is level with your shoulder. And then let's do a gentle sideline twist over to your left. We're really early in the practice, so you may not be able to take that knee all the way over. You may be able to. You may have that kind of flexibility even when you're still not quite warm. But if you have to make a choice between having your shoulders down and getting that knee all the way to the mat, always choose your shoulders. You want to have your shoulders planted firmly into the mat. And breathe. One more full breath. Bring that knee back to center. Tuck it into your chest and then out to the side. Wind releasing pose. And then lower that leg to the mat, and let's do that on the left side. Bring that knee into your spine. Into your chest. I guess I want to remind you to always keep your navel drawn into your spine. Take that right hand and then lower that left knee over to your right. The sideline twist on this side. And breathe. And you can have your head in whatever position you want. You can look straight ahead. You can look to the right. You can look to the left. It depends on how you feel and how your neck feels. And just whatever you want to do, because this is your practice. One more full breath. Bring that knee back to center. Bring it into your chest and then out to the side for wind releasing pose. Lower that leg to meet the other leg. And then take your hands above your head to bring your palms together. Really stretch out your toes toward the front wall. Your fingertips toward the other wall, as if you're trying to reach both walls. And bring your knees back in toward your chest. And then roll over. And let's go into tabletop. Be sure that that your wrists are below your shoulders, that your knees are below your hips, that your fingertips are spread and pressed into the mat, and the tops of your feet are pressed into the mat. And breathe. Raise that right arm forward, the left leg back, and really stretch as if you're trying to reach both walls. Inhale, and on the exhale, bend your knee and your elbow and bring them in toward each other. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Come back to your tabletop. Now let's do that on the other side. Raise that left arm, right leg. Really stretch both out. Inhale, exhale, bring your knee and your elbow into each other together. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, crunch. 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Lower back into your tabletop. Kickstand that right foot out to the right, and then open up, taking your left leg straight back, your wrist below your shoulder, and all 4 corners of that foot are pressed into the mat. We are going into the gentle variation of side plank. And breathe. And really keep that lower body lifted. Be sure that you are pressing the top of that right foot into the mat. All fingertips are pressed into the mat. These are gentle variations, but we're still working. We still want to have some activation in all of your limbs. You can stay here, or you can raise that left leg up. Three, 2, 1, lower back. And then raise that right hand up over your head. And we're going into gate pose. And you're going for a nice stretch to the side body, to the right side of your body. Taking that left hand down the side of that left leg. And breathe. One more full breath. And then windmill your hands back down to tabletop. Let's do all that on the other side. Kickstand your left foot out to the left. Open up, straightening that right leg out, pressing all four corners of that right foot into the mat. Your left hand is directly, the wrist is directly under your shoulders, and then you're going to raise that right arm up into your gentle variation of side plank. And be sure that you are keeping that lower body lifted, the lower side body lifted, your navel drawn into your spine, and you're really reaching with that right hand. Everything is active. Be sure that the top of that left foot is really pressed into the mat. It helps with balance as well. And if you want to, you can lift that right leg up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that right leg. And then lift that left arm up and stretch over with your left arm for gate pose on this side for a nice stretch. One more full breath. Windmill your hands back down to the mat, going back into your tabletop, and breathe. And if at any time during this practice you need a little bit of a rest, widen your knees apart and sit back into your child's pose. You may notice that my child's pose looks like puppy because I have very limited flexibility in my knees, so I can't do a lot of poses. I can't sit all the way back in child's pose. But puppy feels good to me, so it's all good. Okay, bring your hands back. Bring your knees back into position for your tabletop. We're going to lift that right leg back. We're going to bend that knee, and then we're going to take that foot to the outside of that right hand, and you're going to lift up into low lunge. Be sure that the top of that left foot is pressed into the mat. You're going for a hip flexor stretch here. Be sure that the heel of that right foot is pressed into the mat. Your shoulders are up, back, and down, and your navel is drawn into your spine. And breathe. For our next pose, you may want to bring your blocks over to either side of your foot. Give you a moment to get that ready. If you don't have blocks, maybe you have pillows or books around or something like that, or maybe you don't need them. But it's good to have your props around just in case you need them. One more full breath. And then on your next inhale, straighten that right leg. We're going into half split. Now, you may want to stay here, which is the gentle variation, which is where I suggest you go, since this is a gentle class. But if you want to go a little bit further, you can fold over that leg. But I'm going to stay up here today. I love folding over. I love doing splits. but I'm trying to take care of my body today. I've been doing a lot this past week, and I just want to just take good care of myself today and not push myself too far. But you do whatever feels good for you. Really press the heel and the heel of that front foot into the mat, and always keep the top of this back foot pressed into the mat. One more full breath here. On an inhale, raise that right hand and open up into a twisted half split. 3 more full breaths. Bring that right hand back down to the mat or your blocks. Bend that right knee, curl that back toe, and then stand up with your hands still on both blocks. You want to have that right knee, that right leg straight, but with a slight bend in the knee. You never want to lock your knee. You want to have that foot either facing straight, the back foot straight forward, with your feet about hips width apart, as if you're on railroad tracks. Some people need to angle that back foot a little bit toward the corner of the mat. I have to have mine straight, and we're in supported pyramid pose. If you haven't figured it out yet, with this practice, I'm trying to really get into my hamstrings because I've been working them a lot, and I'm trying to just like get in there, but get in there gently. You can always release out of this. You can bend your knee more generously if you need to. You can go back down to that bad knee if you want to. 3 more full breaths. Take the back foot and angle it more toward the left corner of that mat. Bring the block to the outside of that right foot. Placing your fingertips on that block, and then open up into triangle pose on your right side. You want to have a nice straight back. You want your body to be as if it's sitting between 2 blades of glass. If you need to bend that knee more generously, feel free to do that. This is perfectly fine. If you need to have the block on the highest setting, like, like so, that's great as well. One more full breath. Sweep that hand in front of your face and take it over. And then bend that right knee. Take that back knee back down to the mat. Take the right knee back down to the mat. Go back into tabletop and just move around. Your right side definitely feels different from the left side. So we got to do all that on the left side. And this is supposed to be gentle. If it's not gentle enough for you, please back up however you need to. My gentle may be different from your gentle. And I mean, your gentle, so we don't know. Everybody's different. So you have to, like I want you to have permission to treat your body the way your body needs to be treated in order to have a gentle practice today. Okay, so lift that left leg back toward the back wall, bend that knee, and then bring that left foot forward. Raise your torso up. Now we're in low lunge on the left side. Be sure that you are pressing that right foot into the mat, that you're pressing the heel of this left foot into the mat, that your torso is straight directly above your hips, your shoulders are up, back, and down, and your navel is drawn in. And you should feel a little bit of a stretch in that hip flexor, that right hip flexor. And breathe. One more full breath. Bring your blocks in closer to that left foot. Straighten that left leg for a half split on your left side. Should feel a nice hamstring stretch there. If you need to release out of that a little bit and bend your knee. You should have a little bit of a bend in the knee anyway, but if you need to bend it more, that's fine. 2 more full breaths. On your next inhale, raise that left hand up. And you're opening up into twisted half split on your left side. 3 more full breaths. Almost wobbled out, but I had that back foot pressed into the mat, so it saved me. I got kind of relaxed in the pose. Okay, bring that left hand back to the other block. Bring that foot to the mat, bending that knee. Lift up. We're going into pyramid on this side, on the left side. Like I said, on the other side, you may want to have that foot angled toward that right corner. If that feels good for you, just be sure that both feet are about hips width apart, and use your blocks for this gentle variation of pyramid pose. Be sure to keep a little bit of a bend in the knee. If you need a more generous bend, that's fine. This is your practice. If you need to bring the blocks up to their higher setting, that's good. Actually, this feels really good for me right now. Maybe this is where I need to be on this side. Both sides are never created equally. You always feel better on one side than the other. And in this case, I felt better on the right side. I really needed to come up a little bit on this left side. 3 more full breaths. Okay, bring that left block over to the outside of that left foot. Turn that right foot where it is angled more toward the right corner of the mat. And then open up into your gentle variation of triangle pose on your left hand side. And remember, if you need to bend that knee more generously, feel free to do that. Three more full breaths. Last full breath. Sweep that hand in front of your face and then take it down to grab that other block. Bring your right knee back down to the mat. Bring that left knee back to meet it. Put your blocks to the side. And come back to tabletop. And just move those hips around. You should feel pretty even now. I do. Needed that. Even in this gentle practice, I really, really feel like I'm working, which is good. I'm just not, putting myself through the paces like I like to do under normal circumstances. Nobody's body should just be on 10 all the time. You should always give your body some sort of rest. You should always move. You should get up and move every day, but don't just gun it every single day. You're gonna wear tear your body down, and then if you tear your body down, then where will you be? Okay, let's come back to a neutral tabletop. We're just going to go into a very quick downward facing dog, and then walk your hands back to your feet. Heel toe your feet together. Bring your blocks in front of your face. And then just lean into will fold into assisted uttanasana. Have your hands on top of those blocks. Have them at whatever level is good for you. I have them on the highest level for me. Make sure that you have just a slight bend in those knees. Or if you need to go more generously, bend those knees and really lay your torso on your thighs. That feels good too. And let that head just hang and enjoy the release in that spine. One more full breath. Inhale, exhale, really hang. And then on your next inhale, press into those blocks. Bring your back to a straight back level with the mat. And then raise all the way up, stretching with your hands above your head, and then bring your hands to your heart center. Raise your hands above your head, and then forward fold. Bring your hands back to those blocks. Then half lift, and then fold forward again. And then raise it all the way up. Bring your hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, exhale, and then raise all the way up. Bring your hands to heart center. Let's do just a little bit of balance. We're going to do a gentle variation of tree. I always have to do a gentle variation of tree because of my knees, so this is nothing new for me. Really bend into that the left leg, and raise the toes on your left foot up, spread them out, and then press them back into the mat, keeping that bend there in the knee, and then bring that your right foot to your ankle or to the inside of your calf. Tree. You can have your hands at heart center. You can place them on your hips. You can play around and like with your branches, have your arms waving as your branches. Whatever feels good for you. I'm going to keep mine at heart center. Three more full breaths. Lower that right foot to meet the left, and let's do that on the left side. Two more full breaths. Lower that left foot to meet the right foot. Raise your hands above your head. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale. And then exhale, forward fold again. Come down to your hands and your knees. Taking your blocks out to the side. We're going to come to our seats. Going to take our legs out in front of us. Inhale and then exhale. Bringing your blocks to your sides. Just go into an easy forward fold, placing your forearms on your blocks. And you can bring your what I need to do, especially since we're going gentle today. You can put a block on your thigh if you need to. You can go like this. You can have the blocks out to the side and just rest your forearms there. I think that I'm going to go this route. Just for a few breaths. That's an easy forward fold. Two more full breaths. One more full breath. Press up. Put your blocks out to the side. I have a lot of blocks. And then let's roll over to our bellies. Just to get just a little bit of that work before we move on. Placing your forearms into the mat. Pressing the tops of your feet into the mat, your hips into the mat, draw your navel into your spine. Fingertips spread, press into the mat, Sphinx pose. Two more full breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Lower and rest on your right cheek. Come back to center, bringing the palms of your hands to the outside of your chest. And we're going to go into cobra pose. You can just press into your fingertips, and this is as far as you need to go. Or you can raise your hands from the mat and use a little bit more back. Cobra. Be sure that your shoulders are down or press down your back. Two more full breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come down and lay on your left cheek. Bring the palms of your hands back to your sides. Press up to tabletop. And then let's go to our backs. Bend your knees, pressing the soles of your feet into the mat. Draw your thighs in toward each other as if you're holding a block there. And if you would like to hold a block there, that's great. That'll help you along, keep you from cheating. Keep those legs from splaying out. We want to keep those thighs really drawn in toward each other. That navel drawn into the spine, that tailbone tucked. Bring your hands out to the sides of your body with your palms face down. I can't bring my feet in close to my bum. Bring your feet in as close to your bum as you can. Like I've expressed earlier, I have really, really tight knees. So I'm limited here. So draw your shoulder blades in toward each other and then raise up into bridge pose. On each inhale, release just a little bit. On each exhale, press up a little further. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more full breath. Inhale. Exhale. Really raise up. And then lower on 3, 2, 1. Tap your bum to the mat and then raise right back up. One more full breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then lower on 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees into your chest. Roll around on the spine. Lower that left leg to the mat, pressing the heel of that foot into the mat. Straighten that right leg. And at this point, you may need a strap. You can just hold, but you can just grab behind your hamstring there, or your calf, or your foot, if you can reach it. But this is a nice gentle stretch. You're not going for, like, you just want to get a nice gentle stretch in that hamstring. So if you get that by coming here, that's fine. I can't feel anything when I'm here. And I can feel a little bit here, but I need a little bit more, so I'll go for my foot. And just like I said, this is a great place for a strap if you have a strap. And breathe. Two more full breaths. Okay, bend that knee. And we're going to go for that sideline twist that we did at the beginning of the practice. And we should be able to go a lot further because your body should be nice and warm now. Take that right arm out to the side, grab that right knee with your left hand, and then just roll over, twisting to your left. And remember, if you have to make a choice, keep your shoulders to the mat. Don't raise up. You want to have your shoulders planted firmly into the mat. And breathe. Two more full breaths. Inhale, exhale. Bring it back to center. Drawing that knee into your chest. Now to the side when releasing. And then drop that leg to meet the left leg. Bring that left knee in. Straighten that leg, and whatever you want to do on this side, it may be different from the other side. A lot of times instructors say do whatever you did on the other side, but you're not equal on both sides. So maybe last time you held behind your calf, but you're able to go to your foot this time. Whatever feels good for you, whatever you need in this practice today. Unfortunately, our bodies are not created equal. All right, bend that left knee, and let's twist on this side. Two more full breaths. This feels so good to me. I hope it feels good to you too. Bring that knee back to center. Out to the side for when releasing pose. Bring both knees in together. Grab the outside of both feet. Bringing those knees into your underarm and just roll around on that spine for happy baby. Release those feet and take them out to either corner of your mat. Your arms out to your sides, palms face up, and just sink into your shavasana. You've earned it. It's amazing how much work you can actually do even when you're being gentle with your body and how good it feels. Let's start bringing some movement back into your body. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes and rotate your ankles and your wrists and deepen your breath. Bring your legs back together. Bring the palms of your hands back together over your head and give yourself a nice little stretch from your fingertips down to your toes. This is my favorite part. I have to do this every time. And then bring your knees back into your chest and then roll over to your favorite side. Move your blocks out of the way. And when you're ready, come back to your easy seated position where we started. Oh my goodness, I needed that. All the work I've been doing out in my yard and with these vinyasa practices, it really put me through the paces this week. So that gentle practice really, really felt good in my body, and I hope it felt good in yours as well. Bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes. I thank you so much for taking time out of your day to practice with me. And I hope that I'll see you back on the mat real soon. Bring your hands to your third eye. I bow to you. Namaste.